And we are live. Good morning, Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 1109. Today is Tuesday, June 20th, and I'm your host, Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10ish. I hope everyone had a great Juneteenth yesterday, had a great holiday, got to cook out, do a little two-step, whatever. But thank you to you all for joining the channel today. Definitely a good show for you. Starting with our top story, Bitcoin reaches 50% market dominance for the first time in 2 years. Era of trading crypto as non-securities is over, says exchange exec. And watch out, ordinals, 30,000 ETH subscriptions land on Ethereum. But first, let's get into our prices for today. Definitely some good movement as far as on the upside. Bitcoin right now sitting at $26,772, up 1.1%. Ethereum at $1,720, down 0.2% today. Binance Coin sitting at $239 is down 1.2%. XRP sitting at 47 cents is down 2% today. Cardano at 25 cents, down 0.63% today. Dogecoin sitting at 6 cents, down almost 1% today. Solana sitting at 15.91, up 2% on the day. And last but not least, rounding out the top 10, I don't know how, but Tron at 6 cents is down 1.3%. So a lot of movement in the markets there. And let me pull that back up here. So let's take a look at some of our trending coins. Magic, whatever that is, TrueFi and Pepe are trending today. And some of the recently added coins for you DGens, IMVU, EML Protocol, and ITC. So for all you DGens who want to dumpster dive, there you go, right there. So let's take a look at our first story for the day. Bitcoin reaches 55% market dominance, or 50% market dominance for the first time in 2 years. BlackRock spot ETF filing and the SEC's crackdown on crypto are driving investors towards Bitcoin. It's not surprising. I don't know how many times we have to tell people in person or at crypto conferences I go to. A lot of people ask me, why do you speak mostly on Bitcoin? I try and tell them is that the market dominance and the way that Bitcoin works, even Gary Gensler said it, throughout history, everybody conforms to the best form of currency. And no matter what, whatever casino, shitcoin casino you want to play in, hey, have fun, do what you want to do. I believe in people being free. But whenever it's time for the adults in the room to look at how the market is going, Bitcoin dominance being over 50% again, just shows that people are kind of done with all the crypto aspects, some of the DeFi, NFTs. It's whatever. Markets are fickle. It's based on the psychology and also the value that it brings, not the price. So Bitcoin dominance hit above 50%. It has since settled to 49.9% at the time of publication. This means that Bitcoin alone accounts for half of the crypto's current $1 trillion market cap. Right now, the market cap stands at about 519 billion, according to data from CoinGecko. So notably, Bitcoin's market dominance has surged more than 10% since November 27th, an increase driven in large part by investors looking to the flagship crypto asset as a safe haven in the wake of the FTX crisis and the mounting regulatory scrutiny of crypto assets in the United States. And let me just say, if in the last year you just got involved in crypto and the first things you saw was Celsius go down, BlockFi go down, FTX go down, Luna go down, and then you saw banks that have crypto companies. You saw Silvergate Bank go down. If you've seen all of that in the last year, I think we're creating even harder Bitcoin maxis because they're like, I spent all this time doing all this research, all these white papers, looking at all these projects, thinking I found something where I can make more fiat dollars, when in reality, I should have just been stacking Bitcoin. And the reason why I don't press people, like a lot of people who consider themselves Bitcoin maxis to talk about it, I don't press people and try and change their mind. I think the best way for somebody to learn is to fall in their face and then wake up later and be like, you know what, I should have just stuck with it. And on top of that, I don't believe in saving adults like that. If you want to do what you want to do, hey man, have at it. A lot of adults have their own opinion about stuff. That's why I focus on the kids more. They're more likely to listen. And usually once they figure out how Bitcoin works, they love it. So I don't have to convince anybody anymore. I'm done with that. But MicroStrategy co-founder and outspoken Bitcoin bull Michael Saylor believes that Bitcoin dominance will top 80% in the coming years. As increased regulatory pressure from the SEC causes stablecoins and the majority of other crypto assets to go away. And I will even add to that. I think 80% is a good number. But out of the 20% of dominance that it won't be, all of those coins will be regulated, in my opinion. I don't see a reason why that wouldn't be the case. Usually, if everything that you run, or if every project that you research or that you are trying to invest in, if it's going to be basically countered against Bitcoin, nothing has gone up against Bitcoin in the last 6 years, since 2017. Not saying it won't happen again, because markets do get crazy in bull markets, but I'm just saying, overall, if everything's going to be regulated and Bitcoin's the other one, everything, including commodities, gold, silver, everything's going to be basically priced against, or their value is going to be pit against Bitcoin. So it's going to be very interesting seeing how people deal with that in the coming years. And it's crazy because right now I can't see any comments in the chat. Let's see. What up, peeps? What up, Patrick Walker, 64 ECG, Parabolic, Wendy, Jake Fever, this is why BTC is king, buy your alts now. Exactly. That's the crazy thing, is that you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. I could show you Bitcoin all day, but usually what works is, and this is why, I have on one side people think I'm maxis, but on the other side people think I'm shitcoining, because I'm actually a thinker who understands that when it comes to psychology or teaching people about this industry, they got to learn the hard way. I promise you. Like, if somebody came up to you today, and I'm not one of those people that's going to be like, no, don't deal with crypto, don't do it at all. I'll be like, explore it, look at it for yourself. Nothing proves my point more than somebody been in the market 4, 5, 6 years. They done jumped in all these projects, and then they're like, you know what, I could have just been using Bitcoin. And then they're hardened at that point. They've seen the struggle. Some people listen the first time, very few, I would say maybe 20%, but a lot of people that do get it, they understand where it's at. And hey, have your fun in shitcoin casino. I feel like a lot of Bitcoiners right now, they're standing outside. Say we had a Las Vegas casino. They're standing outside yelling at people for going in. Like, hey, man, don't go in this casino. You're going to lose all your money. And most people are saying, I know, but I don't give a shit because it's fun. Hey, let them do it. But at the same time, when they leave out, most people have regret. Most people are like, man, I could have spent that on something else. And they're less likely to do it the second time around. So it is what it is. This is how the market goes, man. And I'm a big fan of educating people who want to learn. If you want to learn, hey, man, I got you. So let's take a look at our second story for the day. Era of trading crypto as non-securities is over, says exchange exec. SEC regulated firm INX only lists 5 cryptocurrencies on its platform, considering them as non-securities. And I think you'll start to see this more from exchanges. You won't have 2,000 listings of coins and 500 coins on there. They'll probably stick with the ones that won't get them a subpoena from the SEC, or won't have them as an unregistered securities exchange. So amid lawsuits from the US-based exchange like Coinbase and Binance, an exec at a domestic digital asset firm has noted the legal implications of these recent enforcement actions for the industry. Sliding down here, according to CoinGecko, Coinbase has many as 241 cryptocurrencies listed for what on its platform, offering a total of 530 trading pairs. Rival exchange Binance still offers 154 cryptos. So let's take a look at the listed coins that INX has listed since 2017. Only Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, which kind of counts, Avalanche, and Litecoin. So I can see why they would list a few of these, because of the market cap and because of active development, which is usually a sign of good health for a project, a tech project. Avalanche, of course, huge in development. Litecoin's been around forever. Ethereum, the most developers in the space. So I can see that. It's just that at a certain point, all of these projects are going to be held up value-wise against Bitcoin. And so, choose your battles wisely. And he said, that's it. A very limited crypto offering, stating that INX chooses very carefully which cryptocurrencies it lists for trading on its platform. And the reason this story is important, people, is because you'll start to see this a lot on exchanges. So if you have some goofy ass Pepe, Doge, Inu, bullshit, pancake swap coin, or something, whatever that is, go ahead, man. Hey, gamble your heart out. Lose your money if you do whatever, or make some money. But please do not fall in love with these projects. I don't care how good the website looks. I don't care who the founder is. I don't care if they went to MIT. I don't care, what they make the roadmap look like, how they explain it to you, how great the community is. Like, people kill me with that. It's such a great community, and I'm like, yeah, I guess, until prices drop and then the Discord is empty and then nobody is talking in Telegram anymore. I've seen that 1,000 projects. So it is what it is, but just know that it's getting sort of tighten it up now. Like I've said before, 20,000 cryptos is insane. In fact, we could have 100,000. Doesn't matter to me. It's going to whittle itself down. And if anybody remembers in the internet age, there was so many intranets. Every single business was starting an intranet because they wanted their own version of the internet. When in reality, we all use the internet now. Now, just because we use the internet, that's not the only way people use, because people don't understand most internet activity is not above ground, I should say. Most of it is sort of dark web activity. So there's still that element there that there's different use cases that you can use, but it's whittled down to very, very small sources. Just like think about cell phones. I mean, when I was in high school, everybody had a different kind of cell phone. You had Razors, T-Mobile, Sidekick. You had the flip phones. You had the big back phones that was thick as hell. What was it? Nokia, them thick ass phones you had. My mom had a phone like that for like 12 years, never cracked. You used to throw that shit off a bridge, it would never crack. And then it's all the way down to what? Android iPhone. Like, that's just how technology works. People always move to the best solution. And that's simply what's happening right now in this industry. We're not any different. And I don't think this is a change anyway. So let's take a look at some comments. Let's see. James O. Peace. What up? Price Cobbs, 4K or 4 million. Jake Fever, Bitcoin down is going to 80%. The price going to be 4K or a million. Man, I'm so glad to watch TGLC, because whoever wrote this article is a full year late with this story. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I've talked with some people at a lot of these news places. I still have to talk to them, a little bit more, but they don't really like the fact that a lot of stuff that they put out we've already discussed. And I can point to the video and I'm like, yeah, you guys are 2 years late. Yeah, you got, and it's not just, media companies. We're talking about Fortune 500 companies that I've consulted and spoke with people from Fidelity, people from Cash App, people from a number of, Silvergate, so many different companies that I've consulted and talked to and done book tour stuff. And I'm telling them this stuff early, but it's not people on their team, and it may go against their own business ethos. But if they don't listen, just like most other people, I'm not going to sit here and hold your hand. You all have billions, sometimes, almost close to trillions of dollars at your disposal. You should have that. I'm just one man that started with $400 10 years ago, and I just studied my ass off. But for most people, what they've got is mainstream news. They've got people who have positions in the financial world trying to tell them, hey, this is what you should do. You should do that. Doesn't really translate into this world. As somebody would say, this is my shit over here. Y'all can have fun over there. You can talk about index funds and commodities and all that shit. But when you come to this side, there's some people you need to know. And even some of the famous people, I'm like, they're babies in the space. Like, they're just learning. They're just figuring it out. People talk about Mark Cuban and Michael Saylor and some of these people that just showed up like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Cool. They just happen to be billionaires when they started. I'm not yet, but yeah, at some point people will listen, and we got over 1,000 episodes plus all of our perfect warriors that have kept us abreast of a lot of different information going strong. So last story for the day: watch out, ordinals, 30,000 inscriptions land on Ethereum. And this is what my main thing was when inscriptions came out, or really when any new technology comes out and any new innovation, people are going to hop on it. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. It doesn't matter if you don't think they should, spam the network because it's higher fees for miners. Let them. Miners get paid more, and they're going to run out of money eventually. However, inspired by Bitcoin ordinals inscriptions, inscriptions offered a new way to mint NFTs on Ethereum. So again, this is how innovation works. Ethereum users have been given another way to create NFTs and other digital assets on the blockchain with the launch of a new protocol. It's called Inscriptions, and it is a nod to the Bitcoin Ordinals Protocol, where assets are known as inscriptions. It was developed by music website Genius.com co-founder Tom Lehman, who uses the pseudonym Middlemarch on Twitter. Lehman declared the project a huge success. He noted 30,000 inscriptions have been created within the first 18 hours of the protocol going live. So technology does not stop at all. And if you want a description of what inscriptions are, their assets utilize Ethereum call data, which is the data within a smart contract, to allow for a cheaper and more decentralized minting process compared to conventional smart contract-based methods. So he's looking to solve the problem of having to pay a bunch of money in order to mint an NFT, which Ethereum fees have been terrible for a while now. Unless you can use some services, but on the main chain, a little excessive. But currently, users are able to inscribe any image as long as it's less than 96 kilobytes in size. And his debut project is dubbed Ethereum Punks. I don't know why, but every time somebody starts a new NFT, new inscription, stamps, they start with punks. I guess they're using the marketing of that name. With all 10,000 assets being claimed near instantaneously. And one thing, remember, Warriors, what I've always said, it's better to be first than to be right, because a lot of times if you're first in, a lot of the hype will push the price up. It'll push up the floor price that people want. And then if later down the line you're like, well, your subscriptions are kind of dying out, you're there first. You get to make the profit, and that's why I'm so adamant about, especially in Black community, is like, be first. Stop waiting to see if it's safe. Stop waiting. No, be first and work out the problems along the way. Everything's not going to be perfect when it starts, but if you're first, you get to work through and see how it actually innovates long term. So read through the comments before we get out of here today. Short show, actually, not a lot of news today, but all good. Let's see who we got. Humney, Boost Mobile chirp for me. Oh yeah, talking about the phones. Exactly. PFC Wells caveat, it's not always about the best tech though. True indeed. That is true, because technically the best tech right now is probably Linux whenever you talk about computers and operating systems, but nobody uses that shit. So again, you are right there, PFC. Not necessarily the best tech per se that people use. Let's see, Jake Fever, 10 Bitcoins the goal. Got you. Oh yeah, that's definitely. I tell people at least 1 Bitcoin by this time next year. But I'm gonna be honest with you, 0.1 Bitcoin might put your family in a good place 20 years from now. Like just 10 million Satoshis at that point. Let's see, Price Cobbs, you're an oldster if you recall Betamax versus VHS, exactly. And Jake Fever, yes, that is something I did see late today as I was putting the stories together. Didn't see an official story on it, but yes, they're looking at proposing a deal or an idea for 2,048 ETH to run a node instead of 32. Yeah, so that's pretty much going to price out any regular person from having a node on the Ethereum network. Who's going to be able to afford these nodes? JP Morgan, BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity, all these big companies, they're going to be able to afford these nodes, no problem. So it's going to be more and more centralized. And this is what happens when you have a central entity. We've seen it before. At this point, you're failing an open book test. People like, stop believing these people that, oh yeah, ETH is safe and it's long. It may be for some people, but not for me. Too much centralization for my taste. So appreciate everybody watching today. Let's see, PFC, well, this is the ETH community vamping on BTC like Uniswap did the Sushi Swap. Yeah, I mean, I forgot who said it, but hey, if you ain't stealing, you ain't trying. I think it was Yogi Berra or somebody. But if you ain't stealing, you ain't trying. And you know, we see this all the time. If you look up if you look up Pancake Swap, especially, you'll see the exact copies of the exact same code on like 70% of the project. So people, they take a good idea, they copy it, tweak it a little bit, and then make it their own. That's human nature all the time. So appreciate you guys watching today. Hope you all have a great Tuesday. Again, hope you all had a great holiday yesterday and have a great week going forward. So let me see. I think a few more comments jumped in. How many 2,048 Ether on the node? Let me run a rug real quick. Exactly. 2,048. Hold on. Let me run some quick math right here, so people know exactly what I mean when 2,048 ETH. Like, come on, man. I know people that can afford it, and they'll probably make some good money off of it. But golly, if the regular person is not about to get crushed. And let's see, what's the price of Ethereum today? Like 1,700. Let me run some quick math on that. Sheesh. So if you got an extra 3.4 million laying around, you all good, player. You can you can run that node, which again, that's nothing compared to these huge asset managers and these huge companies. 3 million is they just made that during this show. So yeah, that's all we have for today. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely keep you posted on more news throughout the week. See you guys soon.